What is up, guys? This is Joe with Team First Class Yu-Gi-Oh! Today, we're finally bringing it to you. All my cards came in. There's a little bit of delay with the mail. You know, everyone knows how it's been during this pandemic. Got my cards for this updated Toon profile. Not going to waste any time. Let's get into it. All right, so pretty standard, pretty same as before. We have 3 copies of Toon Dark Magician. One of the most important Toons. Discard a card. Grab another Toon, special summon one with a different name. Super important, plus it's Dark Magician, one of the most important parts of this engine. Then we got 2 Red Eyes Toon Dragon. He's gonna let you special summon another Toon from your hand, ignoring its summoning conditions. So, like, you know, you kind of see how it works. We went into it more before on the previous profile. If you want to watch that, it's from the previous ban list. But yeah, these two are basically the main combo. You're gonna bring each other out. You're gonna bring out other Toons. You're gonna do direct damage with your cute monsters. Then, one of the cards I was super excited for. 3 copies of Toon Harpy Lady. Now, obviously, I love my Harpies. I also mentioned in the other video, before this set, there really wasn't a lot of great, like, Toon monsters. She's really good because as long as you control a Toon, you special summon from your hand, you get to pop back roads, like what Harpies do. Plus, the art's fantastic. But yeah, like, we really needed, like, the more free bodies, and this was, like, a really big plus. Plus, this really helps because before we weren't main decking any back row hate, and, you know, this kind of just helps you out, clear those back row cards, clear the problem cards, lets you go do what you want to do your Toon stuff. Then, same as before, 2 copies, Toon Cyber Dragon. Poor boy's only in a rare, but that's okay, we love him anyway. It's literally Cyber Dragon, just like it always is, just however it's Toon. It's the same thing. Anyone who plays this game, you know what Cyber Dragon does. Free body with their opponent when you're going second. It's Cyber Dragon. I don't have to explain this. Then we have 2 copies of the OG Lady, Toon Gemini Elf. Make your opponent get rid of cards, 1900 body. It's just, you know, like I said, we got some new cards. We still don't have a lot of great Toons, and this is just super nostalgic. The deck's a lot of fun. I love Toon Gemini Elf. I think she's still one of the better Toon cards, so obviously you're gonna play her at 2. Then 2 copies of Toon Masked Sorcerer. Similar, gonna draw you cards, you know, just you need Toons to play, you need Toon names, you're gonna grab different names. One of the people commented asking, like, you know, how do you make sure Masked Sorcerer stays on the field? There's really no way to protect him besides Toon Kingdom shielding him. But, you know, it's Toon, guys. We're dealing with a limited pool of quality cards, so, like, the good ones that you have, you gotta play. And it's more cards. Everybody loves drawing more cards. Come on. Then we have 1 copy of Toon Dark Magician Girl, because number 1, Dark Magician Girl, like I said, who doesn't love Dark Magician Girl? Number 2, she can attack as soon as she comes out, which is really important because that's just 2,000 damage directly to your opponent's face as soon as she comes out, which you don't think really matters, but it does. Like, when you're playing this deck, you really do notice that you can attack a lot of the time as soon as you're summoned. So, you know, it's like, she's just really good to have. You don't need more than 1. Some people don't play her at all, but it's Toon Dark Magician Girl. I mean, it's Dark Magician Girl. Anyone who's my age or roughly my age or older, we all love Dark Magician Girl. It's the original game's waifu. Then we have 3 copies of Blackstone the Ancient of Legend. Sorry, mixing up with the other not as cool dragon. Take that, Caleb. Anyway, Blackstone the Legend. Summon it. You know what it does. If you don't, you're gonna know what it does because people are about to start playing Red Eyes real soon when that Dragoon card comes out. You bring him out and you sack it. You search another Red Eyes card. It's Red Eyes Toon. We already went over what Red Eyes Toon does with Toon Dark Magician. Just you want to open this a lot. This is really what you want opening. This in Toon Kingdom, you want to open these cards. Get everything that we're trying to do started. Ooh, sorry about that, Sneasel. Yeah, I like using some of these full art Pokemon cards as field centers as a side note, because, I mean, honestly, we all play Yu-Gi-Oh!, but real talk, Pokemon's got the best art. Like, one thing I wish Yu-Gi-Oh! Did was taking full art from Pokemon, because they just absolutely kill it in the artwork department. Then, the most important card, the reason that we're all playing this deck, the only way you can play this deck, 3 copies of Toon Kingdom. I've seen the hype prices that this card's gotten up to, up and down, up and down, up and down. Like I said, Toon Kingdom, it makes Toon. Number one, you can't play the deck without it. Number two, it makes Toons like they were in the anime. I went over this briefly before. We'll do it again. If you don't know what this does, you banish cards from the top of your deck to summon it. It acts as Toon World, and then now if one of your Toon monsters would be destroyed or something along those lines, you can shield them by banishing another card from the top of your deck. So it's like they all go back in the book. Kind of like the anime with Pegasus, they go back into the book, they can't be affected, bam. This is how you're going to shield things. The most important card. This deck is literally protect the castle. Like, obviously, the picture. But that's really what it is. Without this card, you can't play. If this card's gone, you're not playing Yu-Gi-Oh! You have a lot of dead cards, and it's just, you're gonna have a bad time. But you're gonna look cool doing it with your Toon cards. Then we have 3 Toon Table of Contents. I said it before, I'll say it again. The best search card, because it's the whole deck. You grab everything in the deck, whatever you want, whatever you need, you just Toon Table. And if you wanted to, you could go Toon Table to Toon Table to Toon Table, clear it out, thin out your deck, kind of like we talked about how Sky Strikers used to do when they first came out. But really, it's just in Toons, it's free, it's any card you want, you grab all of them, whatever you need, just take it. As long as it has Toon in the name, which again, whole deck. Then we have 3 copies, another card I was super excited for, Toon Bookmark. This is essentially another 3 copies of Toon Table. Very similar, and it also has the added effect where you can banish this card from your graveyard after you use it, and you get to protect your castle. Now, this was one of the things that Toons really needed. We used to play like really bad cards like Magical Reflector and all this other stuff to shield Toon Kingdom. It sounds like a joke. Most of you probably don't even remember that card exists, but that's a real thing that I used to play, and I know other people who played Toons used to play, because you want to protect your castle. This lets you protect your castle by banishing from the graveyard on top of being another copy of Toon Table. This card is phenomenal, and the art is amazing, but this Toon Harpy Lady and the next card we're about to get to, they were the Toon support that was good. I'm sorry for the people who like the trap. It's at a really high cost for mediocre. Toon BLS, like, it looks cool. Everybody loves BLS, but it's just a worse BLS. I'm sorry, guys. That's why we're not playing it. It's not worth doing. I'd rather have other monsters that we have. Anyway, the other card that's super important is 3 copies of Toon Page Flip. This, again, artwork, all Toons, all artwork's phenomenal. But it's for the Blue Eyes players, this is Toon Bingo Machine, or Quick Launch for the Rocket players, It's helping speed up our slower deck, which we really needed. I talked about it last time. This deck is slow. It's a slow deck. Even with this, we're still slow. But it's helping with the boost, all this support was like helping with small things that we needed. The consistency boost, back row hate, speeding up things a little bit, more free bodies. It's just trying to make the deck more playable. Again, are Toons meta? Probably not, even though you're going to pay a meta price tag to play this deck, especially in max rarity. But I said it, and I'll say it again, it's a lot of fun. The deck is really fun, and like, if you have the budget and you want to make a fun deck, I highly, highly suggest Toons. And honestly, a lot of people don't know how to play against them, they don't know what they do, so you're going to steal some games. 2 copies, Comic Hand, control Toon World, take control of the opponent's monster, it's now a Toon. Kind of like what Pegasus did with Kaiba's Blue Eyes. It's whatever monster your opponent has, you make it a Toon. You can protect it with Toon Kingdom, make an attack directly. Like, it's it becomes a Toon. It's Toon whatever card you want it to be. So your opponent's playing Adamantivators or something else along those lines, Eldritch, it's just whatever you want to play against, whatever they're playing, you can make a Toon version of it. And you just beat them with their own monster. Then we have one copy of Mimicat. Let you copy cards from the grave. Again, a little bit gimmicky. This deck's at 43 cards. This card and the next card, you can cut the two of them, be at 41. I just like playing the fun cards because, again, fun deck. So, like, I like playing fun cards. And, like, it's just, you're playing Toons. So, like, play your Toon cards. I get people always trying to be the most competitive as possible. But honestly, you're playing Toons, play your Toon cards as they're designed for to play in this deck. I know some people aren't going to like that, and they're going to say, oh, there's better choices. But, you know, have fun, play your fun cards. Mimicat is a fun card. Again, if you want to take it out, this is one of the cards you can absolutely cut. Shadow Toon. Control Toon World, target a face-up monster your opponent controls, burn them for that attack. So the higher the attack, the more damage you're going to do. You're already doing direct damage. You can steal games with this card. You really can. And this is really great for time, too. You want to side it, you can go ahead. But like I said, I like to play it because, again, play your Toon cards. Then we have 3 copies of Pot of Extravagance. Now, didn't feel like taking them out of the Cosmo deck because we're playing Cosmo first, so I didn't feel like re-sleeving. We went over this with other deck profiles, but we don't care about the extra deck. We've established that. We'll talk about that more when we get to it. So this is just going to help you boost consistency, and it's also going to bump up your price tag. But yeah, 3 Pot of Extravagance. The reason this card was in the set because it really is meant to be played with Toons because it's the best draw card you can do. If you can't afford Extravagance, you can play Duality. Although now with more special summoning and we kind of talked with the way the deck kind of combos off, Duality can work, but you're kind of limiting yourself. Extravagance, you don't have to worry about that. And like I said, we don't care about extra deck anyway. Super sad this went to 1, but it's at 1, so now it's just a Saki card. Instant Fusion, it's free. You're going to play it. Again, if you want to make it 40, you could theoretically cut Instant Fusion. I don't know why you would, because I'd rather have the Instant Fusion just for the Cyber Dragon play in case you get to do it. Or just to have the body, but it's Instant Fusion. Good card. Again, sad it went to 1. I don't think it needed to go to 1, but, Konami does what they do. It's more Saki now. You're going to be a little upset when your opponent uses Instant Fusion on you than it was before. Honestly, the card should have stayed alone. I don't like when they put cards like this to 1 because, like I just said, it makes it a Saki card. And the game's not fun when you have Saki cards. 1 for 1 because Blackstone turned into Red Eyes. 4th copy of Blackstone. 1 copy of Terraforming because now we have 8 ways to search it, which is more than fine. You want, like I said, you want to open Toon Kingdom as one of your cards, so it's like having an extra copy of Toon Kingdom, guys. It's at 1, we're playing it at 1. 1 copy of Monster Reborn, free extension, old school cards, like I said before, play your old school cards. And then 2 copies of Toon Briefcase. One of, if not, the best non-targeting removal. It's basically Toon Compulse. Doesn't target, you just, whatever they pull out, just get rid of it. Really great card. Really, really great card. And cool, again, same thing with all Toons, cool artwork, but it's a great card. Then we have for the, extra deck, 1 Karibo. We're gonna get to it. The extra deck, if you watch the other one, the extra deck is exactly the same. I didn't change a single card because you don't have to change a single card. Link Karibo, you'll see why in a couple seconds. Panzer Dragon, Instant Fusion target, Cyber Dragon material, blah blah blah, get stopped. Panzer Dragon, we all know what Panzer Dragon does. And again, appreciate your rares, guys, while we have them. They aren't going to put them in regular sets anymore. Although the side sets, they're still there. 1 copy of Thousand Eyes Restrict because we're playing Toons. Thousand Eyes Restrict. Thousand Eyes is still a good card. And, you use this. You can link Rebo, whatever you got to do. Thousand Eyes, nostalgic deck. Play your nostalgic cards. Every time I do this on camera, sorry, I know, wasting time. But every time I do this on camera, I really like the way the super rare looks on this card. But then we have 1 copy of Millenniumize. Shout out to KG for letting me still borrow it. Funny story, last time I did this, I borrowed it, then COVID happened, so I still haven't given it back to him. It's okay, I'm gonna give it back to KG, and then if you didn't watch our opening video, spoilers, you should watch our opening video. Jerome pulled like 30 of these, so I'm gonna scoop one of them from him in the new set where they get like the cool secret rare foiling. One Mega Fleet, Cyber Dragon plays. One Nova, just because we want to turn Nova into Infinity. You know, more protection, more protect the castle, do what you gotta do. One Abyss Dweller, Grave Shenanigans, we all know what this card does. Exciton Knight, because he is my favorite Exceed monster, not named Dante, and anytime I can, I'm going to use my boy Exciton Knight, just a walking evenly matched. I love this card. I'm so glad he's back. Gotta get another secret rare of him. I have the one secret in Harpies, but, you know, we should bump the tunes. We should do it. I'm probably going to order it. Master Key Beetle, level 4. Again, protection, protect your Toon Kingdom. Dark Rebellion, just generic 4. Again, this is really just filling with extra cards I had to make 15 because we don't need the extra deck. We care about maybe 3 of the cards. Other than that, it's just, you know, hey, look, we have a bunch of level 4s, let's do the toolbox. Castell, another old school. I'm really just showing my age with all these Exceed monsters. Then we have Tornado Dragon. Back row used to be super important. Now we don't have to worry so much about it because we have the Toon Harpy lady, which I'm so excited. I love Harpies. And she's so good. And we have Raguska, slow deck, slow down your opponent. Why not? Let's do it. And last spot, the oldie Cowboy for game. A little bit of burn damage, that Shadow Toon, all the damage you're doing directly. You're putting a timer on the game, the deck's slow, but again, in time, Cowboy's always a good option to have. Now, the side deck, really, I'm only going to show a couple of things. It's just some text that I wanted to keep, and now we have for going second and other stuff. But you don't really, whatever you want to play, go ahead. There's really not great siding out targets. There's a couple cards you could switch, depends on the matchup. But anyway, we got 2 Call by the Grave. Don't want your opponent to stop you from doing what you're doing. 1 Toon Rollback lets you attack twice with whatever toon you want. So you're attacking directly. You have one of your big toons do damage twice, like Toon Dark Magician. It's 5,000 damage right to them that they really can't do anything about. I love this card, so I'm having it side deck because it's so good. 2 copies of Lose 1 Turn. Again, it does exactly what it says. Lose 1 turn. Any any special summon monster comes out, no effects, basically a vanilla monster, comes in defense mode. Again, puts you back. Lose 1 turn. The deck's slow down your opponent. Do this first, play your Toon cards, have fun. And then 2 copies of Toon Mask. Summon a Toon matching level to one that your opponent has, but it's a trap, so it's super slow, so we put it in the side deck for when our opponent makes us go first once they find out we're playing Toon, and they really don't care about what you're doing because the deck isn't meta. So fill up your Toon deck with your Toon cards, play your extra deck with Toon cards. The rest of the cards in the extra deck, extra spaces, I think you got like 8, 9 spaces. Whatever you want to play with, go ahead, do your staples, whatever you gotta do to make this deck more playable. Again, like, comment, subscribe, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you guys are staying safe, washing your hands, socially distanced, and play at your locals online dueling. Side Scrollers is doing remote dueling. You do need a webcam, but they are going to be doing remote dueling, so make sure you follow them on Facebook, Instagram. That's our locals. It's the best locals in our area. But follow them, figure out when they're doing their tournaments, come, hang out, play, do what you got to do, play your children's card games. Have fun, guys.